Welcome to our next episode, and this time we're gonna dive into Bitcoin Satoshi vision, often referred to a BSV. So it's today's dynamic financial landscape finding that this digital asset is getting a high of traction. BSV stands as a possibly unique and compelling player in the cryptocurrency market, as what some analysts say. Over the past few years, Bitcoin Satoshi vision has garnered significant attention, and right now looks like it may be ready to come back to our market bulls. So we're gonna talk about Craig Wright, also the fundamentals, sentiment around the token, controversies, of course, around it, and legal battles and the broader ecosystem. We'll dive into the broader ecosystem to find out whether it's worth to take a dime into this type of a protocol. So right now you can find that that's a theme to question on today's presentation, and we'll right here jump through the first elements that are explaining how does it really work. So why Bitcoin Satoshi vision is unique, and what type of advantages it has over its peers. So it has enormous block size. So BSV's block size was initially 128 megabytes, but it was expanded to staggering 2 gigabytes in a 2019 upgrade. What's even more surprising is that the miners have the flexibility to adjust block sizes, and it at first has been initiated by a dissectioning of the main chain of initial Bitcoin core, and the hard fork led to another chain that gave us the eventuality to give the Bitcoin Satoshi vision a higher transaction throughput and increase the possibility to lower the transaction fees. So we can also assess that right now the transaction speed of BSV claims to average 300 transactions per second, with peak capacity reaching 2,800 and 2,800 transactions per second on the mainnet. So it looks like it has a enormous advantage over the Bitcoin core, but there are other things I wanted to ponder about, and that gives us a little bit more alarming landscape. So we can find that at one side, that's what I said, demonstrates the network's ability to handle massive volume of transactions in a single block, but on the other hand, the type of tests and stress tests of this network is still far from should be done. And right here you can find that where we are on this rating score is still, maybe I'll jump to laser pointer to make it more visible. So right here you can find that underlying technology and security points at 61.35%. So the elements of roadmap progress right now is somewhat updated, that I will just show you in a moment, but still there are many ambiguities and many things that are meandering along, not very obvious type of checkpoints that want to be achieved. When it comes to, however, on the other hand, the positive element that's developer trend, it looks like the more inputs have been observed in GitHub. So something is really going on, and that may be why the Bitcoin Satoshi vision is rising, is that the insider's job that already know that something may eventually change for better for this chain. When it comes to the roadmap, exactly you can find right here the stream goals and standardized direct payment exchange between wallets is about to be implemented. Also, we have standardized offline and or direct P2P communications between wallets, and among the most important right now is this the extension for future use cases, such as maybe opening its Lightning Network and standardized APIs for interacting with miners and other standards in progress, such as microproofs, PayMall, envelope specification, and travel rule. So overall, it all adds up to the conclusion that Bitcoin Satoshi Vision is trying to get more scalable with also higher adoption overall. But right now, even though the transactions in the last week has came up, it really notched up to the very high level, even aligning with the top serviced blockchains, open blockchains. Right now, it looks like the odd one out event rather than the stable type of a transactable type of a blockchain that very high demand is for its services. So why is that rising anyway? Right here you can find the Twitter followers and social volume. Twitter news is pointing that something is going underneath. The social awareness of the token is rising. So social value seems crucial for crypto valuations, especially for tokens with such low volatility that what I pointed, and we can find it with this higher prices. Eventually, the social awareness may even rise up. So it's a kind of a snowball effect that we may observe in the coming days. So these insiders are pushing the price higher. Also, all the blocks of this supply, all the blocks has cleared out, and it looks like we have possibly bottomed out, and right now searching for another type of this local price discovery. Also, what I just found, this recent rally in Bitcoin Satoshi Vision was primarily driven by optimism about the Securities Exchange Commission SEC potentially approving Bitcoin ETF, and that's why the investors are looking for alternatives to Bitcoin Core by trying to front run the investment in the type of a alternative in order to find a hedge against what may come next for Bitcoin Core, and that's why we could find the type of a behavior. When it comes to the buzz around, we can also observe it on Crypto Fear and Greed chart. We can find right here that we are right now entering another bull type of a sentiment. That's the green bar that is building right at this right edge of the picture, and that may eventually push us even higher if we're just about to repeat the type of a pattern that was back in the end of on the first half of 2023. We may have a strike of the type of a rise that may eventually lead to what we have seen back then, with over 60% of growth yet to happen. Right now, in transactions volume on 24-hour basis, we can find that Bitcoin Satoshi Vision that was at the date of 17th of October. That was very hyped asset, therefore it brought much of the attention of investors. So right here you can find what's in it for macro. So macroeconomy has a large impact on crypto valuations, and I wanted to just point out that right now we are entering a negative sentiment on stocks, and we do know that correlation between stocks and crypto is not indifferent. Therefore, I do expect with this negativity, but also the very good seasonally good returns in the fourth quarter, we are right now predestined to move higher, not only on stocks but in the longer run on crypto. So these systemic funds are still long overall, especially if implied volatility breaks higher and our bonds rally on heightened geopolitical tensions. But many of retailers has already given up on the stocks, and right now it may be the great time to catch on this train called a bull wave. In terms of the economic cycle, we are still in this, I do highly expect, in this recovery phase. Therefore, nothing should really stop us from rising from here. In terms of chart analysis, let's find out right here on OI, weighted funding rate. We are right now on the positive side, so it means the polarization is getting more tilted to the upside. And right here you can find that Bitcoin SV is almost overtaken already this previous high. So we can observe that this $60 threshold is on our side. Right now, however, we are meeting a very crucial supply zones at around 60-62. Therefore, that might be a stoppage, at least for a while, for that for the chain to thrive. So we are right now trying to build a structure of high highs, high lows. Even though we are in a bear market, the BSV seems very, very strong indeed, and that may be the time for this to happen. So for Bitcoin, that already been a time in the first half of this year. Maybe that will be the time for alternatives to Bitcoin, such as BSV. And for 60, I do find out as the the most probable ceiling to be hit, but right after the sky is pretty clear, and $90 will be still yet to get proved. So I do expect we'll just rise to around 60ish. Right then we have another possible rally forward to around $88. So that will be a very large rally ahead if we just manage to cross this 60ish on a nice volume. But at the elements that I wanted just to point out, there are also some controversies around BSV, and the biggest controversy of the structure is the founder itself. I mean, the Craig Wright. So in a recent UK lawsuit, Bitcoin developers have become embroiled in a highly controversial dispute involving a substantial amount of lost cryptocurrency. The central points of the conflict were that Craig Wright has made a tulip trading, so cryptocurrency firm connected to Craig Wright alleges the loss of over 100,000 bitcoins due to a supposed hack. They assert rightful ownership of these digital assets, but there are not many of proofs that it eventually happened. Craig Wright is so-called on his own behalf a Satoshi Nakamoto, but he hasn't proved that he has the keys to Satoshi, and he admits that all of this bitcoins has been stolen. There is also a large developer opposition where a group of Bitcoin developers vigorously disputes this tulip trading's claims, and they contend that tulip trading had no legitimate ownership of the bitcoins and accuse the company of relying on fabricated documents to gain control over the funds. There are other elements such as questioning Craig Wright's character that also been laughed by the environment of Bitcoin, and also the identity claims, finding that those legal battles, that Craig Wright has a history of legal battles, including a setback in the UK against Coinbase and Kraken for alleged corporate infringement, bringing and giving this landscape for BSV a little bit more spooky, and the sustainability of this network itself looks like a little bit more fragile than other type of larger tokens in the crypto environment. But anyway, you need to think of it as a possible. So if you wanna just wonder about the possible trade or investment, you need to think of it right, the short or medium term bet as the long-term bet, as in the Ethereum or Bitcoin type of an investment looks pretty different. So right now I'm on the final thoughts and Q&A. It looks like despite the all odds that may justify potential growth, we are still in crypto bear market. Therefore, the cautious is advised. And even though the fundamentals of Bitcoin BSV will eventually get better, transaction throughput will increase, and also developer trend will maintain. We still are in the very type of a shaky grounds where after getting some profits, I do expect that's what's most advisable is just getting those profits off the table, as the cycle looks like we are still in this bear market, and it may prolong even throughout few quarters yet. So that's it in today's episode. Let me know in the comments whether you are investing in Bitcoin BSV or just sitting on the sideline waiting for better times to come. Thank you very much, and have a great day wherever you are.